on my way now. I'm on my way now. I'm on my way now.
Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. If you happen to be new around here, my name is Trevor and this is Anna. We are the Delightful Travelers. Make sure to hit subscribe and click on the little tiny bell to now follow along on our Canadian adventures.
Yeah, we are back in our home city of Halifax and it has been almost a year since we were last here, so we're really excited to get reacquainted and see what's new. What better way to start things off than to come over to a place that probably has the best view of the Halifax skyline. We're over in downtown Dartmouth. We took the ferry over here and we'll eventually take it back and show you what that's like. But can you see the beautiful skyline? It actually changes like every year so much.
So you can see the ferry going there now, and what's great about Halifax is when you come over to the dark side. Yes, Dartmouth, I can call it the dark side because we're kind of from here. If you guys aren't from Halifax, dark side is just a joke. The Haligonians call people in Dartmouth. Dartmouth is really lovely, don't worry. But if you're coming to the city, make sure to come over to this side to get those views of the Halifax skyline.
So quite a few years ago, Halifax and Dartmouth were actually two separate cities, but I'd say the last 30 or 25 years ago, they switched it over to one big amalgamation. It's Halifax Regional Municipality. And back in the day, Dartmouth really wasn't a destination. I think it was pretty run down, but I'd say that in the last 10 years or so, it's really come into its own. It's worth coming over here. There's some really great restaurants and cafes. Obviously, the waterfront is really great, and you do get those great views of Halifax, also the bridge and everything, so it's a nice place to come.
Every year that we come back to Halifax, we always take a look to see what has changed. Besides prices going up, because that never changes, one other thing that doesn't change is the constant construction. We just got over here and we already see some enormous buildings being constructed on the Dartmouth side.
There's lots on Halifax, lots in Dartmouth, and I always see like cranes. You just look at the skyline, there's loads of cranes. That's not changing. You always think like, where else can they build? But they find places, and Halifax is developing at a major rate.
It is. It's quickly becoming one of Canada's hottest cities. For better or for worse. Some people don't like that it's changing. Others, like us, I'll just go on the record and say it, we like it.
That being said, one thing that has also not changed is that there is a major housing crisis here. And that's, I guess one of the good things about new developments going up is that it does create new housing. For good or for worse, they definitely need more affordable housing here, but that could be an entire video onto its own, and that's not what this video is going to be about. But you should know that if you are thinking about moving here or anything, there's not a whole lot of affordable places to live, and even in general, there's not that much available to live in at all.
So every year when we come back to Nova Scotia, we find ourselves now spending more time in Cape Breton and less time here in the Halifax area. So it's kind of a treat to come over to Dartmouth. You can see some of the restaurants there now. This is pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, I think we maybe get here once a year, if that. I don't even know if we actually got here last summer when I try to remember or not. So it's fun to walk around and just see what's new, what's changed.
Yeah, this is, we used to come here quite often. It's like Lake City Cider, which has some great cider. There used to be a craft beer place.
Yeah, I think that shut down.
Ah, that's too bad.
So if you are coming to Halifax for the first time, chances are you're going to spend a lot of time in downtown Halifax. That's kind of a given. If you want to get slightly off the beaten path, two places we suggest. Obviously coming over here to downtown Dartmouth, there are loads of really great restaurants. A lot that we haven't been to before, but we hear they're amazing. But also North End Halifax has some really great places. We actually used to live there about 5 years ago, and it's just like kind of a trendy place, but slightly off the beaten path. So if you want to be like a little bit more, do something a little bit more smart or a little bit more local, I would suggest those two areas.
Well, we've come over to a place called Battery Park, and this place is right up our alley. It's one of our favorite places here on the dark side. In Dartmouth, we got a craft beer. It's a lager. I'll try that in a second. Now, I know we just said in the previous scene we wanted to try some different restaurants over here. We tried to go into a place called Side Hustle, which we want to recommend, but it was so loud in there we couldn't film. Also, there's a gorgeous patio at the spot we're in right now, but it's really loud out there. Everyone's got their music up because it's a sunny day. So we came inside just so you can hear us, but I'll try this really quick. This is a lager. I didn't get where it's from. I know it's from Nova Scotia, but easy drinking. Can't beat a Canadian craft beer, can you?
We are not just here for the beer, we are actually here also for Ace Burger. This place is kind of an institution here in Halifax. It actually started over on the Halifax side and eventually moved over here to Battery Park. So we've had Ace Burger a lot in our time here, but people that watch us regularly are probably sick of hearing me say this, but I used to not eat beef Only within the last year or two did I really start. So I've never had an actual Ace burger before. I've had like their veggie burger. I'm pretty sure I've had their chicken burger before, but I'm so excited because this is considered one of the best burger places in Halifax. I went for something called Jughead. I actually skipped the classic this time, and now that I see it, I'm really glad that I did. So on this, I'm gonna go to my phone because there's a lot of things. It's a smashed beef patty, and I really like smashed patties. American cheese, bacon, caramelized onions, mustard, and relish, and it smells amazing. The bun looks perfect. We've had some amazing burgers lately, so I'm extra excited to try this one. I'm excited also for the caramelized onions. We had a really good one in Santo Domingo recently, and the caramelized onions actually made it. Yeah, that's so good. I mean, I'm really starting to just learn about a burger and what makes a really good burger. This is not called a classic, but it almost seems like a classic burger to me with the relish and the mustard on there. American cheese, love the caramelized onions, but the patty itself almost has like a barbecued quality to it. Like it's a little bit crispy, a little bit crunchy, which sounds odd, but maybe it doesn't sound odd for you people that have been eating burgers for years, but to me, it's got a little bit of a crunch to it, and I like that because it's almost like it was on a barbecue or like charred a little bit, and the bun is just perfect.
Well, take a look at the monster of a burger I got you guys. On this guy, we have the patty, the burger itself, we have some bacon, pickles, Dijonnaise mustard, and some crunchy onions, which from what I remember, the last time I had this burger was about 3 years ago or so. I think something like that. It always was my favorite burger. But the thing is, like, this guy is an absolute monster, and this is going to be messy, but should I just go for it? Let's do it. Oh, my goodness. Take a look at the inside of that thing. You can't beat this. This is worth coming over to Dartmouth alone just to try this. Now, you might have saw the price on the screen. Normally they come with fries. We decided not to get fries today because we knew these guys were going to be big, but I just can't get over this. The bread is also really good. I don't think I said that. Cheese is perfect. Love a pickle on a burger. And it's really all about those crunchy onions. They just make the thing. Well, next up we came over to the Dartmouth Ferry to hook a ride back to Halifax. We get some amazing views of the bridge right now. Yeah, this ferry's pretty convenient, huh?
It is, and it's a perfect thing to do, especially on a nice day. You get to sit up on the top deck, enjoy the sunshine. You get to see views on both Dartmouth and the Halifax side. It's kind of like a cheap way to do a Halifax cruise that's only about 10 minutes. Like if you just wanted to do a harbor cruise but you don't want to pay for it, it's a good thing to do. Speaking of paying for it, this is actually something that has changed since the last time we were here. So it costs $2.75 for a ride on the buses, on public transit, on the ferry, but they now have an app, which sounds like something that should have come around like 10 years ago, but it's brand new. We just found out about it when we went to go pay to get the ticket over here, and it's called...
I think it's called Halifax Go or something like that.
Yeah, Halifax Go is the name of the app. You can buy tickets using your credit card right on there. It's something we didn't realize at all too. We each bought one ticket. It's good for like 2.5 hours, something like that, or maybe slightly off on that. So we used the same ticket coming back.
It's
so it
great.
Cost us $2.75 for both
Finally,
ways.
It's like Halifax is a big city now.
I know. You can use credit cards to like get on the bus and on the ferry.
Well, we made it safe and sound back over to the Halifax side. This is the side where, well, our home is on, but it's still really quick to get here. We got boats. You're never going to have a shortage of things to look at here on the waterfront.
Yeah, I haven't seen any big yachts yet this year, but we're filming this in June, so maybe it's a little bit early in the season, because usually there's like some massive crazy yachts here in the harbor. It's fun to come down and just look at the different boats that are here. But we have filmed a lot here in the past couple of years. Like every summer we seem to come down. It's kind of been the focus, I guess, of a lot of our videos in the past, just because they've done so much work to this area, probably starting in like 2020 or 2021, like through the pandemic.
So much has changed in like the last 3-4 years, but in the last year, so far a lot looks the same. There's a few new restaurants and patios around, but in general, this boardwalk is world class. We still consider this one of the best in the world.
It definitely, 100%. We've been to a lot of places. If you've followed us along, we've been to over 50 countries. We've been to a lot of different waterfront places. We love beachy places, so we've been to a lot of coastal places, and this is second to none in terms of waterfronts and boardwalks.
This is one of the more talked about places here on the boardwalk. Not the guy in the dinghy's waving. Hey, friendly people here, huh?
Yeah, everybody's so nice here. Even people in the boats wave to you.
I think he thought about going up the stairs there.
Yeah, I don't know if he was picking people up or he was thinking about like parking the boat and getting off right there. That's a really cool feature. A lot of people complain about it because literally you could walk into the water and It's debatable on whether you could swim here. The water is tested, and I think in general it's safe, but now that I said that, we'll get lots of comments about how gross that is. But it's fun to, people just go sit on those steps and like look out at the water. It's a pretty cool feature, I think.
It's funny because we will 100% get comments on swimming here, but we want to point out when we go over to Europe, let's say we're in Amsterdam and it's all canals, and they're not very clean canals. There's no way. People are swimming and there are tons of people. This is open ocean, guys. One of the deepest harbors in the world. But I mean, I'm not about to jump in, but this is a cool feature. And look at that. So you got the stairs right there. I think every now and then you get like cruise ship people that might try it. They think about it, but
I don't know.
I don't know, what would you guys, let us know in the comments. Would you actually jump in the Halifax Harbor? I think I know the answer. Well, it's really great to see everyone out on such a beautiful day on the boardwalk.
There's actually 2 cruise ships in, so it's a little bit busier down here than it has been the last couple days.
Yeah,
it's nice to see.
Quite a bit, although yesterday we kind of had it to ourselves, which was also nice. But you know, we need the people on the cruise ships for the local businesses, that's for sure. But one thing we wanted to bring up, because it's a question you guys ask us all the time, is like, do we miss home? Now, I think if this is the first video you're picking us up on, you're gonna be like, what do you mean? Don't you guys live here? Do you live in Canada? You're Canadian. So it's like, well, we actually live in the Dominican Republic. Shocker. I mean, and not a shocker to a lot of you guys that know and follow us week to week, but that's what we consider home now. We spend most of our year there.
Yeah, and though we own a place here, I don't know, I don't really think about the city that much when I'm not here. I do enjoy, I really like being here, but it's not something I really focus on when I'm not here.
Yeah, it's one of those things, as soon as we leave, we don't even really think about the city. And I know that might be strange to some people, because a lot of people say like, well, don't you miss your own bed?
Things, your own bed, like familiarity. No, not really.
We travel full time. To us, they're just things, material things. Do we like a nice, comfortable bed? Sure. 100%. Yeah. But more importantly, do we miss the city? Not really. It's kind of been like a been there, done that. We've kind of did live here for a very long time. Doesn't mean we don't like Halifax and we don't like Canada. It's just we're kind of, I guess, ready to move on. And we are thinking, well, we might have a little surprise coming up.
Yeah.
We're not sure yet, but
so stay tuned for 2 videos from now, because we're going to be talking a lot about this subject right now, about Halifax as home.
Right, and if you happen to be wondering if we miss our other home, our Caribbean home, the Dominican Republic, the answer is yes. Yes, we do.
Now you guys can probably see a good shot of these cruise ships that are in port today. I just have to think, like, coming as a cruiser, and some of you might be on a cruise ship now watching this, getting, you know, preparing yourselves for Halifax, wondering what to expect, and maybe watching this video. But I have to think when you get off the ship, it must be impressive. Like, I love the waterfront, love the downtown area. Yes, the city has lots of problems if you live here. It's very expensive, and I could harp on and on about all the issues, and I'm sure people will leave many, many comments telling you what all the problems in the city are. But as we said before, we travel almost full time. We have been to many, many, many different countries, and something we hear the world over is the same complaints that we hear in Halifax. Like, it's definitely not an issue just in Halifax. The problems that they have here, it's happening everywhere.
Specifically, like cost of living, especially.
Cost of living,
That's always the big one. Everyone here thinks it's only happening here, and it's not. It's all around the world.
Yeah, homelessness and cost of living are an issue in so many places right now. We have just come over to one of the newer restaurants here on the Halifax waterfront and decided, because it's a beautiful day, to come out on their absolutely incredible patio. This is, like I said, a new restaurant, so a pretty new patio, and they've done an amazing job with the design. So this is a Spanish-style restaurant, and they kind of took the theme of Barcelona. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Park Güell and the architecture of Gaudi, but they kind of took the inspiration for that and made the walls here, and it's honestly so incredibly cool.
Yeah, we got a drink there too.
Yeah, so some things we don't normally do on a day-to-day basis is eat burgers for lunch. We don't normally have beer during the day, and we don't normally have cocktails. So we went for a virgin cocktail today.
It is. Now, I don't think we said we're at Bar Sofia.
Bar Sofia.
Which is really cool. We saw this place being constructed, and we were dying to come check it out.
Yeah.
So we thought we'd take this time to answer one of the questions we get asked the most about this city, Halifax. When's the best time to visit? Now, a lot of you that are watching the video might live here, and this is irrelevant, but a lot of people that come in on cruise ships and just from, well, other countries, other provinces, they want to know when to come. That really depends what you like. I'm going to assume most of you like the summer, so by default, the summer is the best season to be here. But after that, there's 3 more seasons, of course. We have slush season and fog. We'll kind of say that's one, winter, and then more slush and fog. Obviously, I'm being cheeky here. There's fall and spring, but fall and spring can be autumn here, fall is maybe my second favorite season. We're not winter people at all. We don't get a ton of snow in Nova Scotia. I think last year there was, but in general, if you're like into skiing or snowshoeing or something like that, it's not really the best. It's not like you're in Alberta. And spring really can just be really, really foggy and just really, really cold and wet. It rains a lot. So I'd say the summer. If you're thinking of coming, come in the summer. You guys probably hear all the laughing in the background. You swear I'm at a comedy club. I'm not. There's just a table over there in the middle of the day. I think it's a bunch of business guys like laughing at so much. But hey, that's what happens in Halifax. You do some day drinking.
Some people and really, really enjoying themselves, and I'm not going to get mad at that because they're having a great time and enjoying themselves.
It's actually one of the challenges of vlogging. If you guys ever thought about picking up a camera, today we had to navigate 2 different restaurants with music that's too loud, and now there's just loud people. But hey, people are having fun, and that's what we like to see, especially on a beautiful day in the spring or fog season, even though today's a nice day in Halifax. Well, we just came back to our condo. We thought we'd give you guys an update. Well, speaking of updates, before we show you inside, because it's been, I think, a year or so, maybe even more since you guys saw the inside of the place, but the building right next to us. When we bought the place I'm standing in now, there was no building here and we had like an ocean view. We knew this was gonna happen, which is totally fine, but look at this thing. It is an absolute monster. I think it's actually one of the largest buildings on the whole waterfront here in Halifax. And also in the distance this way, you'll see the cruise ship we were referencing before. So we're in a really good location here. All right, we'll take you guys inside here. So it is it's a little messy. There's a lot happening. Just see a bit of a mess on the floor here. But this is where we live in the city, huh?
Yeah, and it is quite messy, and if you guys watched this before, you probably have noticed that we're generally pretty neat and tidy and don't like a lot of clutter around, so we're not overly happy with the state of things at the moment. But as we mentioned before, in a couple videos from now, we're gonna give you kind of a life update, and we'll let you know why this place is so messy.
Yeah, it's messy for a reason. There's a lot going on. We will do a quick tour. It's only 520 square feet, so not very big, but there's an area here with bookshelves and a lot of boxes. If I go this way, we do have a desk. That is very important. We got this cool kind of like skylight window. Wow, it's dark when I go that way. Back here, emptied out closet at the moment. We have a bed and of course dresser, mirror. So it's not a huge place. Now if I go back this way, you'll see there's like a couch.
Yeah, the couch that I was actually just cleaning. I think it looks a lot better at the moment. So you guys might know we rent this place out when we're not here, and the last renter was here for a long time and not the cleanest of people, so we noticed a lot of the fabrics and stuff were a little bit stained.
Yeah.
So I've been cleaning that stuff off. That's always fun.
I know. So we got a cool coffee table here. This actually lifts up.
Love that.
So we do eat sometimes and watch TV, but we haven't really been watching TV much since we've been back. If we go this way, have like a little area that with the kitchen's there obviously, but like a dining area there. If I keep walking, I go into the kitchen, you get a kind of a better idea of what's happening here. It's actually like granite countertops. It's a pretty decent sized space.
Actually, for the size of this place, this is a really nice kitchen, really like deep counter, so I always felt like when we were cooking here there was lots of space to do it, which I love.
Yeah, the only other thing we have to show you here is the bathroom. This is just a very small bathroom, not much to see at all, but it does the trick. It's all about location, location, location. We're right downtown in Halifax, and that's where you want to be if you're in the city. All right, so what can you guys expect next in our Nova Scotia, Canada series? Another video on Halifax for sure, maybe a couple coming up.
Yeah, I think our plan is to do maybe a food video, another food. It's been a while since we did like a proper Halifax food video, so go around trying maybe some Halifax favorites, some stuff you might not know about.
That's the plan if we have enough time. We're only back in the city for a short period of time. We're also trying to catch up with family and friends, so we might be pushing ourselves a little too hard. But then after that, 2 videos from now, there's like a big announcement coming up. Yeah. So you guys are gonna be excited about that. So it's going to be a lot of fun, but it is cool to be back in the city amongst our stuff, even though we said earlier our stuff doesn't really matter, but we do like our stuff.
Yeah, we actually always love coming back and getting rid of stuff. Every time we come back to this place, we're like, don't need that anymore, don't need that.
Yeah, we travel with carry-on luggage, and we've been all about this downsizing thing. I know a lot of people say like we're trying to be, not us, but people are trying to be minimalist and they don't have much stuff. We really don't have much stuff.
Yeah, no, and we still have like 3 bags of donate stuff. So
yeah,
funny.
And soon there's going to be even less. Big things coming, and we're so excited.
All right, guys, that's it.
From Halifax, wishing you delightful travels.
See you soon.